If you guys are ready, give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to keep doing that every single time, just so you laugh at me, Ryan King.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Well, I am going. You're just not going.
The inside.
Well, they're all, I can see them. They're all following me because that's what you do. You just follow what Brittany does. And did you see our lovely Loopsy in the background? Yes. Thank you, Grammy, for the clothes. Those were Grammy's pants that Addie cut. And then Addie wanted to put them on herself. I don't know.
That's how she started.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do standing trunk twist. Is that better for you, Ryan?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, I heard cracks over there.
Yeah.
Make sure you're using your feet too, that you're twisting your whole body. You're so bad. Okay, feet shoulder width apart. Go ahead and generously bend your knees, and we're going to walk out and do some inchworms. Make sure you're pressing away, and then bring it on back. And walk it on out again. Push it away, and walk it on back. And meet me out in a plank. And what I'm going to have you guys do is bring that right foot forward in a 90 and the left foot back. So we're here like this. So 90, 90. And then what I'm going to have you guys do is take your belly button over your right knee and back's nice and straight. You're going to go down and try and push that knee up. And then take that left hand, so if you have your right knee out, your left hand, and push it over. So you're getting a nice, good stretch. So my hands, both of my hands are on one side. You should feel this in your glute and somewhat in your shoulder and your upper back. All right, go ahead and switch sides. So left is out front, right is in the back. You're gonna take your torso, bring it all the way over to the left side. You're going to take your arms and do a nice flat back all the way down. Really try and push up on that left knee. Push it up into your chest, and then go ahead and take that right hand, and push it over to the left side. So you should feel this in your glutes and your upper back. All right, go ahead and lay down on your belly. What I'm going to have you guys do is on your belly, you're going to be kind of out in a Superman. And all you're going to do is you're going to bring just the top portion of your back up and over. So you nice, good stretch. You should feel it kind of in your chest and your back area. And try and keep your hips on the ground. And then flip it over to the other side. You can do this a couple times just to get some good rotations going on. And I'm going to do one more on each side. Ooh. Really open up through your chest. Oh, feeling good. What's up? Here?
No, I don't know.
All right, then from here, go ahead and flip on over. And we're going to go into a reverse tabletop. So as you come up to your tabletop, press your hand over. So squeeze your glutes. So you're getting a little bit of activation in this left arm, and you're kind of stretching your chest out and your glutes. What's wrong?
No.
You're going to pass out. And do it on the other side. Really squeeze your glutes though to hold yourself up. So we're kind of firing up some stuff. All right. And then from here, we're just going to go back over into a tabletop, curl your toes under, send your hips up and back. Walk your dog a little bit. Walk it on back and roll it on up. And we're just gonna do two more things, okay? So bring that right leg out and just lunge it forward. So you're just kind of getting a little bit of your glute, a little bit of your hips, a little bit of your back. Bring it back and do the left side. And you can kind of open them up, kind of alternate left and right, just a couple times. One more time. All right, so roll your shoulders. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what you're gonna do on your first rounds. You're gonna take a towel. You're gonna hold your towel and you're gonna pull, okay? We're at like a 90-degree angle right here. Next, what you're gonna do, a plank, and you're gonna go up, down on your plank. From here, you can always go down to your knees to do a modified plank, up and down, or just hold it, okay? Next, what you're gonna do, take your dumbbells, go out to the side in a lateral motion, and you're just going to do some arm circles. And last but not least, we're going to hinge at our hips, slight little bend, and go out in a 90-degree angle, kind of like you would do a barbell row, only with our dumbbells. Okay, so you guys have about 5 seconds. Grab your towels and meet me for the right side of your arm.
All right, ready?
Ready, set, go. Okay, so here's what we're doing. So I have my left arm extended down, and my right arm is up. So really what you're doing is you're squeezing your bicep. The more that you pull, the more that you are going to get out of it. So.
What's Newton's law is that?
His third law. Thank you very much. I did learn something.
You're as smart as most of my kids now.
Well, thank you. I'm as smart as a high schooler. Oh, you can scooch back so your head's not cut off. So we're gonna do this, and then we'll switch to the other side. Okay, so now we're gonna drop down to a plank. Okay, so hands are underneath our shoulders. We're engaging that core, so making sure that it's nice and tight, and we're gonna go down into our forearms. Start with your right side. Okay, so here we're in a plank, we're gonna go down forearms, push back up with the right side, all on the right side, because then we'll switch to the left, don't worry. You can always go down to a modified plank, so on your knees. And you can always just hold a plank if this is too much for you. Hold a plank as a regular plank, or hold a plank on your knees. Make sure you're breathing and you're holding your core in. All right, next, grab a set of dumbbells. Okay, we're just gonna go out into a lateral T, so out to the side of your body, shoulder height, and we're just gonna do small little circles. And I might have to drop down from 5s. So you should really feel this in your shoulders, a little bit of your back. Hold your core in nice and tight, and make sure you're breathing, of course. These are just small little movements. I would say make sure there's a little bit of a bend in your elbow so you're not completely locking it out. And keep your shoulders down so they're not really shrugged up. You want to have a good space. Okay. Last but not least in this round for these sets of exercises, we're going to do like a bent over row in a way. So here we are kind of hinged at the hips, slight little bend in our knees. Our arms are going to be out to the side, and we're going to go up. Kind of like, I call these like scarecrows. Make sure you're squeezing at the top, so you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Your core is nice and tight, and you're breathing. So, if your weights aren't heavy enough, you can always squeeze and hold it at the top for a little bit. And you can always do all of these without any weights. Okay, we're gonna start back up at the top, only we're gonna move to the left side. We're gonna move to 8s the next one.
For that?
For that one,
Yeah, I would.
So my left arm is gonna be like in a bicep, a 90-degree bicep, like pull. And my right arm's gonna be straightened out. So really make sure that you're kind of against your body, not holding it on your body, but against your body, and that you're pulling as much as you can. So both my biceps are actually working. My triceps are working. I'm making sure that my shoulders are down so they're not up in a shrug. And I'm pulling. And I might be walking around because, I don't know, I just like walking around. Okay, go down into your plank. Now we're gonna start with the left side. So we're in a plank position. Hands are underneath our shoulders. Feet are out. I'm gonna go down on my left and push up on my left. And I'm gonna do all this on my left side. Really make sure when you're pushing through, you're using your chest to help you push through, and you're pushing away from the ground. Like I said, you can always do this on your knees, or you can just hold a plank. Any is good. Really make sure to hold your core in so you're not moving all around. Okay, grab your dumbbells for lateral arm circles. So we're gonna go on a T. Am I boring you?
Yes.
I'm boring him apparently. You're on the T and you're just doing these small little circles.
It's gonna be hard, isn't it?
It is gonna get hard. It's gonna get hard. Make sure that your shoulders are down so they're not shrugged up. You have a slight little bend in your elbows so there's not too much pressure. You should feel this in your entire arm, your shoulders, and a little bit of your back. This gets too much, you can always hold it or drop down to no weight. All right. Now we're gonna do our little bent over row. I call it a scarecrow row. I don't really know what it's called. So, slight little bend in our knees. Good Lord, do you need some, somebody needs some pre-workout over here. Coffee, something. So here I have a slight bend in my knees. I'm hinged at my hips. My core is in, and I'm bringing it up and squeezing. Now here my face is looking at the camera, but go ahead and look down or a little bit out in front of you so that your neck is nice and neutral. Breathe. Awesome. Hey, guess what? You're halfway done. Yeah.
With that round.
With this round, yes. Okay, grab your towel. We're going back to the right side. So I have my right arm bent, my left one's out straight, and I'm pulling. Really engaging both of those biceps. Make sure your shoulders are down, and you're pulling. Breathe, always breathe. Right, Ryan? I can see Ryan's chest going. He is pulling very, very hard. I'm doing my best to pull hard. All right, meet me down in a plank. We're gonna do, you guessed it, on the right side first. So, come on down in a plank. Hands are underneath our shoulders. We're up in a plank position, and we're gonna go down on the right side and up in the right side. When I drop down to my forearms, I like to have my wrists down, or like a fist. Make sure when you're pushing up, you're pushing away. You're holding your core in nice and tight so that you're using your whole, so you're not shifting too much from one side to another.
All right, that's us.
What's up?
All right, that's us.
Grab your dumbbells, we're gonna do circular motions. So, we have our arms out in a T, and we're just doing a nice little circles. Yeah, you can always do your circles backwards if you want to, forwards. Change it up a little bit.
Mommy, I told Kinsey to watch Briella while I'm going upstairs because she's the oldest.
Oh, she's the oldest.
And you might hear us. You might hear us on there.
Oh, okay.
Because our voice will be coming from.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Okay, no worries there.
You're fine.
Okay, grab your weights. We're gonna do bend. We're gonna do bend over rows only in a scarecrow. Go ahead and bend your knees. Hinge those hips forward, and we're squeezing. I mean, I'm just saying, virtual babysitting is pretty much the best. You know, a 7-year-old that's about 6 miles away watching a 3-year-old in the basement. It's a thing, right? Make sure you're squeezing. Now, we did tell Grandma while she was virtually babysitting Briella the other day that if she could virtually wipe her bum, that would be made. Okay, guess what? It's the last round. So, we're going on the left side. You ready for this, Ryan?
Yep.
Because everybody's kind of shaking a little bit.
All right.
You're all right? Well, you've got to do a harder side. Okay, so your left arm is bent and you're pulling. Your right arm is pulling away from you. Breathe. And walk around if you need to. It always makes the time go by faster for me. I don't know about you.
Just here.
Huh?
Just here.
He is just here for my shenanigans. Oh! Okay. Up down planks. Get ready for it. You ready for it?
Oh, that's a lot better.
Oh, his left side is better. All right, so you're up in a plank. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Gonna start on the left side. Going down on the left and coming back up on the left. You could always go down to your knees. Hold your core in. And if this is too much for you, go ahead and just hold a plank. Something for your chest, a little bit of your back. Breathe. I also like to sing when things are hard. I don't know, that helps me too. Okay,
No.
I have 8s, those are 10s. Oh, Shanaki Balmerinis, you're all right. Maybe that is why you're around. Okay, you're on a T motion. I guess I did keep you around for that. We have so many squirrels out in our yard, it's insane. And they're like, they get really adventurous and they'll come up to our doorsteps. It's crazy. Make sure you have a slight little bend in your arms with your elbows. Make sure your shoulders are down. And Mom, I saw that. You weren't doing the workout. I totally saw that. Okay, now we're gonna do the scarecrows. I think she was just adjusting. I'm kidding. Okay, so a slight little bend in your knees, hinge at your hips, and squeeze. Really, am I still really that boring? He can't stop yawning. He goes, I slept really well last night, and yet he can't stop yawning. I don't understand. Make sure you're squeezing at the top. And that you're looking a little bit down. And hey, guess what? Stick with me. 10 seconds left, and you're done with your upper body right now. Woo! All right, here's your rest period. Whose upper body's toast? Mine. So we're going to the lower body. All right, now, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab my bands. You don't have to have bands. You can do this with weights or you can do it with nothing. But what we're gonna do first is we're gonna do just a regular squat. So feet are shoulder width apart, toes are pointed just a little bit out, and we're just gonna squat pulse. So all we are is in a squat position and we're just pulsing it up and down, okay? You don't have to pulse it, you can just do regular squats. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down, we're gonna go down, kind of like we were going to a plank, only instead we're gonna jump out, jump back in, so our feet are right here, and then we're gonna raise our hands up. And then we're gonna go back, jump out, jump back in, hands up. Okay, modification. You're here, you bend down, step back, step forward, stand up. Down, back, up, stand up. Next, what we're gonna do, lateral leg raises. So I'm gonna use a band, but I'm just going to take that leg and bring it out. You can always have a chair to hold on to if you need to. Last but not least, imaginary jump rope. So if everybody knows how to do a jump rope, you're basically gonna pretend like you have a jump rope. 5 seconds, grab your bands, grab your weight, whatever it is that you need to do. And we're doing squat pulses. So your feet are shoulder width apart, toes are out, and you're really focusing on using your quads and your glutes to kind of push you up and down. Make sure you're really forcing your knees out so you're driving them out, they're not coming in. Keep your body, your chest up, and make sure you're using your core, okay? Breathe. Okay, froggers. That's what I like calling them. I really don't know what they're called. Where do you want me to go?
Just go this way.
Oh, we'll go this way, okay. So you're gonna go down, jump back, come forward, lift up. Down, back, forward, up. Okay, so stay in that squatted position. It's kind of like a sumo squat in a way. You can make this as intense as you want or as easy as you want. You can always step it back, step it forward. Make sure you're breathing, and when you go down, make sure you're still pushing away. Drive those knees out.
Okay, second early.
Well, gee whiz. All right, next what we're gonna do, I'm gonna grab a band for these. Do you want this band for a lateral raise?
No, I'm gonna not.
Okay. He's not gonna use a band. I'm gonna start on the right side, so pick a side to start on. Here we are. Our knees are a little bit bent. We're coming up and we're squeezing this right glute. Okay? So here we are working a little bit on our balance. So take your left toe and dig it into the ground. And we're also working on that glute, a standing glute. And make sure that my right leg, the one that I'm lifting up and down, is in a flexed position.
And your left leg too.
Well, yeah, your left leg have to be flexed though if it's on the ground?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. All right, last but not least, we're gonna pretend jump rope. If you have a real jump rope, you can do that. I totally forgot to add that in there. But we would hit something probably.
Just delay.
So while you're jump roping, stay on your toes, nice and light as you're going around. Keep your arms to your body. What are you doing? You're not even jump roping.
I don't have a jump over my hand.
You can do a pretend jump rope.
You know you don't do anything with your hands. Jump out.
Doesn't matter, you can still use your biceps. You can use everything.
You don't use your wrist.
Well, I'm using my arms and my wrists and my shoulders. I'm using everything. I'm getting more out of it than Ryan is. All right, back to your weighted squat poses. Regardless. If you have a jump rope, you can jump rope. If you don't have a jump rope, pretend. You know the great thing about pretending jump rope? You don't hit yourself in the head or anything like that when you have a pretend jump rope. I can do double unders. I can do all sorts of stuff with my pretend jump rope.
Aren't you special?
Okay, so with your squat pulses, make sure that you're going down, you're driving your knees out. You're really using those glutes and those quads to push you back up. Make sure that your toes, I like to be able to try and lift my toes up off the ground so I know that I'm not pushing forward.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. All right.
You can do your toes on the ground too, though.
Froggers. Woo, that's hard to get off. All right, so we're gonna go down, jump back, come up, hands up. Here we go. Maybe Ryan can stay with me.
I don't think so.
Ha! Make sure you're holding your core in tight. You're pushing away. And as you're down, you're kind of in a full squat, sumo squat. Your legs are driving or your knees are driving out. Make sure your core is tight and you're breathing. And you can always step this. You don't have to jump. Woo! All right. Now we're gonna do the lateral raises only on the left side. All right, Ryan. You asked me last night. Is this moderate or hard?
Moderate so far.
Oh, we're moderate still. Okay. Knees slightly bent on both legs. As you come up, squeeze your glute. Also use your core to stabilize yourself. Make sure you're breathing. This one's kind of your breathing. It's kind of a rest period. You don't have to use a band. You can always just use your regular with nothing on there. All right, imaginary jump ropes. I can do a triple under in your face. Okay. Okay, now you don't actually have to jump up and down doing jump rope. You could just do a side step. You could jump on either one. You can make it fun. You could jump around. You could jump backwards. You could jump forward. You can jump to that side. You can kind of do whatever you want to do. Oh, Addie wanted to do this one. She told me she wanted to do jump ropes and we did it. Somehow she was able to read my handwriting. But she's too busy getting babysat by Kinsley. Okay, grab your weights or band. We're going back to these Squat pulses.
I'm getting.
Oh, hey, you're here. We're gonna do jump ropes here soon. Okay, so feet are shoulder width apart, knees are driving out, pushing with your quads and your glutes going up and down.
Which one are you at? This one?
We're at the number 1. Yep, that one. Make sure your chest is up and you're breathing. Okay? Nice job, Addie. Make sure your back's straight, Addie girl. Okay, we're gonna go back to those froggers.
Froggers.
Oops, uh-oh. Here, you're gonna have to go over there, baby girl.
Hey,
Sorry, baby.
wish me would be good.
Okay. So you're gonna go down, jump out, come back in, lift up. Legs are landing in a squat. Make sure your knees are driving out.
I don't think I can do this.
You can always step it and take
Or
that
you can
hop
go
back.
slower.
You can always go slower. Make sure you're down in that sumo squat. So it takes your quads, your inner thighs, everything to get back to that jump. Woo. It is hard, burning the quads. All right, you ready for your lateral leg lift? We're going back to that right side. Gotta make everything even, right? All right, left leg slightly bent. We're going up and down. Make sure you're digging your left toe into the ground so you can work on that balance and squeezing that right glute.
How many do you want me to put?
Will you click the X, the red X? Don't worry, we should be okay.
I don't know about that.
So we might run out of time. Stick with me.
I'm staying right here.
You're gonna stay right here? Perfect. All right, jump rope.
Yay! I did it.
Okay, we're just doing imaginary jump rope.
I can go grab a real jump rope outside.
But real jump ropes get like, I'm afraid that we might hit something. It's the breakable stuff.
Jump.
Yeah! He's jumping through the kitchen. You guys can't see him. It's like the bunny hop. We do the bunny hop. Hop, hop, hop. Right?
Hop like a froggy.
You can do a hop like a
Hop
froggy.
like a joey. Hop like a bunny.
Make sure you're staying on your toes so you're getting your calves and a little bit of your hamstrings. Okay, last round. Stick with me. Kinsley, I love that you're doing the jump rope. So, grab your band, squats out. We're gonna pulse at the bottom.
You're gonna be 4 minutes short.
4 minutes short. Oh man, I was talking too much, wasn't I?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, my cooldown's 4 minutes. You guys might have to cool down by yourselves. I'm sorry. Unless anybody wants to restart the Zoom meeting, we can log back in again. Make sure you're squeezing your quads and your glutes. Okay, froggers.
Yeah, you talked to me at the end and we went over on the warm up. Oh, like 2 minutes.
I gotta cut it down. Okay, we're gonna go down, jump out, come back in and stand and go in a squat. Make sure you hold your core in and that you're landing in a squat position. Breathe. You can always just step. You don't have to jump. You can always slow it down if you are jumping. Come on, Ryan, stick with me. All right. Left side standing lateral raises. Yeah, how you doing over there? He's breathing heavy. Left side, up and down. Make sure your knees a little bit bent on both of them. Your left leg is flexed and you're using that glute. So make sure you're squeezing your glute and you're also keeping your chest up. And breathe. because we're going to the jump rope. Okay, last but not least on this round, jump roping, okay? So, take that imaginary jump rope. Not yawning anymore, are you?
I still trying to.
Make sure you're on your toes. Potentially, we're gonna have some light balls downstairs that need to be screwed back in. Apparently, when you bounce balls too hard or jump too hard, they like to unscrew themselves. That's okay. I'm sure somebody will notify us. Make sure you're breathing while you're doing this. Okay, here's your rest period, because guess what? We're doing an AMRAP at the end. Yes, as many rounds as possible. So you can make this as hard as you want or as easy as you want, but we're doing like a burnout, cardio burnout type thing. So I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do. First is gonna be high knees. We're gonna do 5 on each side, so a total of 10. So high knees, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Trying to get your knees up to your chest, or at least 90 degrees. Now, that's too much for you, march in place, up to 5. Next, down in a tabletop position. Hands are out towards the wall, and you're gonna do 5 tricep dips. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. Last but not least, you're gonna flip on over to a plank, and we're gonna do 5 mountain climbers on each side, so a total of 10. And you're driving your knee up. You can always just take it, and you don't have to jump it, okay? So like I said, make it as easy as you want or as hard as you want. It's completely up to you. It's for 3 minutes. So right now is your rest period. You have like 45 seconds left for your rest period.
Oh.
Sorry, 10 seconds left for your rest period. Ryan told me I gotta keep moving. So we're gonna start with high knees first and then go from there.
All right, 3.
3, 2, 1, high knees. Then you're gonna go down to your tabletop. So we're doing triceps. I'm gonna squeeze my glute at the top. And then turn it around and drive for mountain climbers. And then I'm back at the top. Down from the tabletops. Make sure you're squeezing. And then turn around. Back at the top. I'm sorry if I'm not talking. Just means I'm out of breath. Look around. Oh, I didn't notice our beautiful bird feeder out there.
He's not up.
What's up? You guys are over halfway done. Stick with it. You can always slow it down. You can always speed it up. You ready? My legs are getting heavy.
Yeah.
You guys have about a minute left, so keep going. How many more rounds can you do? Oh, my legs. Pretty sure I'm killing Ryan on this one.
There you are.
All right, 30 seconds. You guys got this. 1, 2. least complete this round. Go, 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 go. You are done with this. Stick with me for the cool down. If we get cut off, I'm really, really sorry.
Yeah, listen to that.
I have less than a minute. I gotta cut down my workouts, I guess. Sorry. Okay. Make sure you step together. Try and cool your heart rate down. In through your mouth. Sorry, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Make sure you're breathing. Stretch everything when we're done with this. Make sure you give yourself a nice cool down. Tomorrow I'm gonna do, instead of this workout again, I'm gonna do a recovery day because on Sunday, guess what? Happy Easter, you have the day off. Or if you wanna work out, visit my YouTube page and you can pick one of the workouts that we've done. So generous bend, go ahead and do your hamstrings. Whoo, my hamstrings are, yeah, ouch. I'm gonna walk it on over to the left. I'm walking on over to the right. I'm gonna go out to an inchworm, go down to my tabletop, and I'm gonna do a camel. It's not a